Happy New Year, everybody. I thought you all would like this. I brought him with me to this other scrap yard. This is called Portland Iron and Metal Works, I think. And it is outside of Portland, Michigan. We've been coming here this year. I didn't think I'd come back again because this is, well, I wrecked that tire there that day. So he got out and made sure. I always check before we back up. This mud hole here seems to be a collector of items. The scraper comes in and pulls them back out. But I know how you guys like your junk and stuff. We like it too, but I like to get rid of it and clean it up. It's a good time to do that. Somebody decided to get rid of all their Camel snuff containers. You got a problem if you've got that many around. Ooh, bottle jacks. They probably just need some new hydraulic oil and they'll be good as new. Look at this. Oh, I love those little Ford trucks. Not so much the step side body, but oh my. We've got a plow at our house. I said we need to bring that in. He figured out it'd be worth $20. Better not. Better to hang on to it, but they've got their big chopper refinery system set up back there, and there's piles and piles of chopped metals and ground metals through here. I brought in a bunch of batteries the other day. Looks like that's all some kind of propane tanks. This is all the stainless steel. First time he ever brought me to a place like this, it was at Howell, Michigan, and we stopped going there. Apparently there was some scale issues that they got into some serious governmental fines and problems with falsifying weights. I don't know if it ever got straightened out, but we figured that was it for that. Thinking about cutting up the doubles and bringing them in here. The prices are a little higher than usual. So we did some sorting. Some things will go to Padnos and Lansing. Things were, you know, smaller load items, easier to take there because they have a separate building for batteries and stainless steel things. Remember that job? When you sort through your pile, you remember all the jobs you did all year. Yeah. So, rental houses, we're getting rid of all the lovely satellite dishes. Every time a tenant moves out, another company comes in, they leave the other one there. We found some in the attic when we were doing the roof of the last house. I said one of these days I'm going to bring this whole truck body in here the way he had it loaded up with that copper colored truck full of scrap. Most of the stuff that was in that truck will come back on another load today or tomorrow. I don't really want to make 2 trips back. It's pretty cold today, and well, the phone's acting up. It crashed out on me, so I gotta get another phone ordered before it collapses on me. It's just been shutting off randomly and giving me trouble. And I hate to upgrade phones, you know, just figuring out a new one, but the cameras on the new ones are just so much better. So that's been a filming problem for us going on lately, is that I'll be filming and all of a sudden it'll shut off and not save the footage. So we haven't had as much going on with that. But yeah, a nice little nail right there too. Head start, it's not quite New Year's. We've been through Christmas. We decided we haven't had a good heavy snow. We're real lucky. We were right on that edge of that cliff that went through the whole East Coast. Sounds like from Ohio on. Even parts of eastern Michigan got hit. We did not. We only got just a small little bit, just enough to make driving bad for about 2 days. Let me turn this camera around and show you a good shot of everything we did. So in the winter months, scrap metal is usually a lot higher than it is in the summer. The scrappers aren't hauling it in real heavy. The scrap companies still want it, and they're getting caught up with their piles in their yards. And we took in a load earlier today of shredded scrap metal, or stuff that will be shredded. And then at the bottom of this pile, we've got a bunch of cast aluminum and they call it cast automotive. So he brought this home yesterday. I got some good footage of him bringing this in. What a sight with that Dodge, pulling this Eager Beaver with the new trailer bed on it. And look at that, an old Chevy Longhorn. He said he drove this for 2 years, absolutely beat the heck out of it, ran when parked. Hit me up if you want it. I know what I got. He's taught his wife an awful lot about these Longhorns. It may be ugly, but it's still got a lot of good parts on it. It's kind of like the one in the shop, but it's a little further gone. It's got some bucket seats in it that he put in it. He'll probably take those back out. The badges. Looks like the mirrors are probably still good. The hood is good. I don't know about the cab itself, but a lot of the interior parts, dash components, things like that are good. Tachometers. The front grille, the front bumper are perfect. Things like this are hard to get because they get beat on. So he's gonna do a little bit of parting out on this, see if it'll still turn over or not. But I asked him, it has a lot of Bondo bubbling up in it. But this panel right here is your giveaway on the Longhorns. It's got that extra, I think he said it's 8 inches. I gotta slip some gloves on, it's awful cold and windy. We're back for day 2 of this week at the scrapyard. It's a giant circle jerk going on around here. And I'll tell ya, Mommy Milestones might not have left a very nice review for this place when I came here a few months ago. And this is why. It's a very narrow road path. We're here hours earlier before lunch than we were yesterday, so everyone's here because they loaded up their scrap in the morning and came here. We had our scrap loaded up yesterday, but it was only going to leave us a half an hour to unload before closing. Everyone coming in here today is having to get unloaded with this loader right here. This guy in front of us has got 2 cars. The guy behind us has a car. This guy with the trailer next to us just unloaded 2 cars. This guy couldn't back up his little trailer, so he's all sitting sideways, and that's where we need to go. It's supposed to be 2 cars side by side. So shredded metal gets unloaded there. You can see all kinds of companies bringing their stuff. Here's the Ionia County Road, Ionia County Commission on Aging. 2 vehicles brought in. There's 3 blue matching trucks up there. Some kind of garbage company. There's another one there. There's 3 up front. They all match. We got to go over to this building over here for our aluminum and cast iron. They got a lot of work today. Everyone's wanting to get their place cleaned up. We've got a snow coming, I guess, and freezing rain tomorrow, overnight, and on Friday. So everyone's all in a yank to get it all unloaded. This guy shouldn't even be driving a vehicle. This is a perfect place for the Dodge because you don't have to worry about your body. Oh, another snowplow showed up. There was just a yellow one yesterday. Oh. All right, here's the mountain for all the cast pieces, brake drums, and I don't know, we call them disc brakes and everything, but they're all piled up. There's a couple of, well, there's a truck frame over there. Looks like an old dump truck cover, but there's some cutoffs over here. Old steel wheels from an implement. Oh, John Deere hay rake maybe? Look at that. Right there. Here's some cutoffs, piles and piles. So I asked him, why do they have so many piles of stuff here? So they're stockpiling it, waiting for their price to go up. They're buying it from us today. They pile it up here and they start refining it. Oh, giant weight off of a loader right there. I love all this neat stuff. First time he ever brought me to a scrapyard was the day Trey was born. He had some scrap to bring in and didn't want to leave me behind and it was the boy's birthday. Well, it was Jack's birthday. It was going to be Trey's birthday. Here's a processor here for shred. Get this all shredded up. Piles and piles. Pile back there. It just sure doesn't look like much. It looks like a pile of dirt. But I've been doing the scrapping for him. He's been doing it with me here and there. I've been bringing it in. It's hard to make videos when you're the guy having to do the unloading, but look at this shredding plant. My gosh. Cranes, mountains and mountains. Gotta watch where you walk around here, and I'll give you a bit of advice. Wear the good waterproof mud boots when you come. I headed out today with him thinking, you know, we got in that situation before, not bringing a spare tire with us. You'd think we'd know better by now. Oh, we're unloaded. I gotta go back. There it is. So we've weighed in 3 separate times now. We're doing cast aluminum pieces and motors. Now I mentioned, you know, it's a darn mess. Well, you got these guys that can't hardly walk, and they're bringing in scrap, and they'll just unload it in a pile here on the side. I can't believe those are sitting there. You know, if there's something at the scrapyard you like, you can just throw it in your truck and weigh back out. They don't sell it to you for, you know, this is a $5 item or whatever. I'm gonna go check out these chairs and see if there's something I want to take home. So these are old patio chairs, possibly wooded or something else. There's 2 armchairs and 2 single chairs. They were probably part of a 6-piece set. I'm throwing these in the truck. Things like these are selling on Facebook, like $25 a chair, probably $100 for the set. You know, give somebody a deal. Sometimes what you do is you mark it a little higher, like 125, and the guy says, hey, I'll give you 100. You get what you wanted in the first place. So we're throwing these in. Well, just like I said, we were going to get some ice, snow, rain again, freezing, and this is all absolute ice. So it was a great time to take a load of scrap in. You see you got the truck all unloaded from the trailer. Super good things to do before this weather hits. It looks like he saved out a little bit of aluminum. Yes, he saved out a little bit of aluminum for another trip and just put it aside. He went ahead on to do some things that he had to do today. I'm out here to take some pictures of this whole truck. We're gonna part it out because these Longhorns, even emblems, seats, front grills, it's worth all more than the truck as a whole. So that's gonna be one of his jobs here for January. It's not the ideal time for people to be finding a whole entire projects truck anyway, but it's a good time to be surfing on Facebook Marketplace and on Craigslist for parts and whatnot that you don't need. And sometimes offering things regionally on eBay is even better for the seller because then it can get to where it needs to. And of course, you know, shipping is always available easy. And it's a lot easier to deal with PayPal and all that instead. So this is what I've got going on today. Let me know in the comments down below what you're planning for January, how you're starting out the new year, and what's going on with you. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.